Today we are going to be doing another real versus fake. You guys saw a couple episodes ago we did a real versus fake on a Bubba Watson. Today I'm going to do it on another heavy hitter, which is a 5980 Patek Philippe Nautilus. Here I have the 5980 and the 5980 replica. Some people like to call it full aftermarket. Please, aftermarket is aftermarket. When you get to that point of full custom, full aftermarket, it is a fake watch. If nothing was produced in the Patek Philippe factory, it is a fake watch. You can have an aftermarket dial swap. I understand an aftermarket diamond bezel, diamond setting, like to ice out, to bust on the whole watch. That is when you use the term aftermarket or custom. But if it is already full custom or full aftermarket, it is a fake piece. And this is what we're gonna be talking about today. These high-end replica watches, also known as full aftermarket. So right off the bat, I'm gonna show you some differences that I noticed here. I'm gonna hold them for a couple seconds, see if you guys can spot out which one is the real and which one is the fake in this shot. So I'm gonna start off with the original. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown on this. If you look at this original Patek Philippe 5980 Nautilus, you're gonna see that it has a very unique shape to it. It's very hard to replicate this shape. We're gonna go here and show the clone, and it has like this more rounded, chubbier look to it. I don't know if you see it on this one here that I'm bouncing. Now, another thing that I noticed when I first saw this watch was the case dimension. So now if we're gonna go over here, remember Patek Philippe makes dress watches, and while the Nautilus is a sports watch, it still has a slimmer profile compared to certain watches. So you see it does have its girth, right? But now if we go like this and we compare this model here to this one right here, you can see that this was a collaboration between Rolex and Patek Philippe, and this is a deep sea 5980. That's just a joke, don't sue me, Rolex or Patek, thank you. So there you go, you can see that this one here, this replica, is significantly larger. Also, the way that this bracelet forms, you can see that this one, the bracelet has more of a straight shape to it. You can see that the links hang straight with just a slight curve towards the end on this one. And versus this replica over here, you can see that the links have this kink here. Like I said, these are just obvious things you can look for without having to look at a movement. Did you hear that? Listen to this. The movement goes. Patek has, you know, very high-end movements. Listen to this. Wait. Versus if we get this 5980, we give a little rotate. Wait. So you can hear on the real 5980 on this Nautilus that the movement sounds a lot more precise, not as clunky. It has a very nice, like, ratcheting, quiet tone to it. It has like this little clicking sound versus this is like a clunky soda can hanging off the back of a car, or leaving one of those crazy weddings that you see in the movies. I'm gonna wind up, I'm gonna tell you how it feels because you guys can't feel this, and then you can hear it. So with this 5980, with this original one here, you don't even hear it wind. Now, let's see the replica. The way it feels, the way it rotates, it feels very stiff. It has this like violent bounce back in this crown. It feels very cheap. Now let's do this. It just feels very smooth, very precise. So on this original 5980, the date function is not set by this crown. It's only the time and the winding function is set by the crown. It has this little pusher, which you can see right here. Patek Philippe provides you with a special pin pusher that you just push this in. It's a little detented button. On this replica piece, it's changed by the position of the crown here. You see? And you can see that the time also as well is changed by this function. Now, this hand up here, the chrono hand, is supposed to move when you push this button in. Let's put this crown back in. Now, as a function check, you could see these buttons here, these chrono pushers, they protrude out like these large ears on the watch. And it's a dead button. It doesn't do anything. It's just a little springy mechanism there. The chrono doesn't start. The counter doesn't start either. Now let's show on this original. See, it has a very nice click, positive like feedback. You can stop it and reset it there. Boom. The clasp on the bracelet has very sharp edges here on the finish. It kind of cuts into your wrist. The bracelet, like I said, is very stiff, very round. The clasp feels very cheap per se. There you go. The finish on the folding mechanism here feels very cheap, you can tell. And let's show this one. The bracelet tapers, it gets thinner as you get closer to the bottom of the clasp. And then when you open the clasp, you can hear it. It just sounds a lot crispier, a lot more precise. Like it was crafted with more passion behind it, I would say. This 5980 right here has a market value of around $350,000 at the time of making this video. This right here, the guy picked it up for $30,000. Now, you would say, wow, that's quite a bargain to pick up this watch. It looks very similar for $30,000. When you buy these watches, it's not because you're trying to show off, you're trying to impress people or anything. This is more of an accomplishment. While some people might say it's absurd, I think it's a very special moment in your life that you were able to make that achievement. Please don't buy fake watches. Full aftermarket, like I said, is a fake watch. Don't spend $30,000 on a fake watch. Please don't. Go buy yourself a Pepsi, a root beer. Go buy yourself a number of Rolexes, because the people who know what a 5980 is, they know when they see a fake 5980. Here I have this X-ray gun, and it's gonna tell me the carat of each, the replica versus the original. Let's test them out, starting with the original one. So as you see here, it tests 1801. It is 18 karat gold. Now the other one. And there you go, 1796.